Today, we are going to embrace some of the best Apex Legends heirloom concepts, and trust me, some of these concepts will truly blow your mind. Welcome everyone. Today is a very exciting day because I've been wanting to make this video for a while. We're going to be taking a look at some of the best heirloom concepts throughout the Apex Legends community. Some talented people out there have designed some concepts they would like to come into the game. Concepts from Caustic concepts to Watson. These concepts are really awesome indeed. I do just want to say one thing, that we're not going to be looking at any Mirage concepts, although there's some very awesome concepts out there for Mirage. Mirage's heirloom was actually found within the game files. We didn't get to see the heirloom, but it does say that Mirage's heirloom is due to come out in the next Apex Legends event, which could more than likely be tomorrow's or sometime this week, or definitely sometime within the next few weeks. So we're not going to cover Mirage's concept purely because Apex Legends have already designed that, but we are going to be looking at most of the other legends in this game. If you do enjoy today's video and you want to support it further, be sure to scroll down, give this video a like to support the video further, and be sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on a part 2 to this video and also other Apex Legends videos on the channel. But now with that out of the way, let's jump into the first Apex Legends heirloom concept. So the first concept we're going to be looking at is for Caustic, and this is by a user called Ahmed Fludge over on Reddit. So shout out to him for creating such an awesome concept. Now I'm liking this for Caustic. I can see Caustic using this heirloom, but I have got one problem, and I'm sure some of you guys will have noticed it already. There's too much similarity with Octane. I feel like the syringes and also the green aspect, it's just giving me too many Octane vibes. But I wanted to include this purely because of the render and design this person has done. It shows a lot of detail, and this is definitely one of the best heirloom concepts for Caustic out there. But let's move on to the next Caustic concept that I think will suit Caustic and his character much more. So as you can see, this is by far probably my most favorite concept I've ever seen in Apex Legends, and I'm going to tell you guys why. As we can see here, we've got a knuckle duster, but we have this green liquid where the hand goes, and then we have this gas dripping out of the skulls. As you guys can see where the knuckles go, I can just imagine the gas leaving a trail behind when Caustic's moving his heirloom. I can just imagine gas dripping out of the skulls and leaving a slight trail behind. That would be such an awesome heirloom, and if that was the case where the gas would just drip out of the skulls, this could be one of the best heirlooms we've currently got in Apex Legends. Oh, and by the way, the most important thing, this was created by the Reddit user Newbie Junior, and we've actually got another design for Junior coming up soon. Junior's a very talented person, but this is actually one of my most favorite ones, purely because of the gas dripping out of the skulls. If it wasn't for the gas coming out, then I wouldn't really be rating it as much, but I can see the creativity in this heirloom concept, and I can see Caustic suiting this concept very well. So the next heirloom concept we have is for Crypto, and this is by the user Ed Posidon. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, and as you guys can see, this person's done an awesome job in designing Crypto's heirloom concept. We have the colors of Crypto, and this is definitely in sync with Crypto's current colors. Now, one thing I would like to add to this concept is on the top right, you can see a green circle, and also where the handle is, there's like this rectangle green going through the handle. Now, if they made them into screens, into animated screens where there were constant numbers and digits being animated through them green screens, that would add to his hacking character that he has, because Crypto is also a hacker, so it would make sense to put animated numbers and digits just constantly rolling through the heirloom, and it will just make the heirloom look better and encourage more people to buy the heirloom. I think if they could add Crypto's hacking ability in the heirloom, that would make a very awesome heirloom for Crypto. But nonetheless, this is a very awesome design, and I think it's definitely a starting point to becoming a very nice heirloom. Now, as good as that heirloom was for Crypto, I think there is another concept that just suits Crypto a little bit better. Now, as you guys can see, we've got another concept from Newbie Junior. This time they've designed a Crypto sword with Korean artifacts. Now, this is a perfect heirloom for Crypto. Bearing in mind he's Korean, this would suit his character a lot more than the knife. And I love that blue grip. You guys can see where the handle goes with that blue cloth falling down. I can imagine that blue cloth moving with the sword and being very realistic in the way it moves. And I just love the design of this sword, and I definitely think we need to see a sword of some sort in Apex Legends. I'm hoping we can see a sword of some sort. I think that would be the best looking heirloom, just seeing a sword. And I like the shape of this sword. It's not like any other sword. It has this shape where it goes inwards and then it comes back outwards again. And honestly, Junian, you've done an amazing job with this concept. So the next heirloom concept we're going to be taking a look at is for Revenant, and this is by the Reddit user. I'm really not good with names. I mean, my name reading has got to be one of the worst out there, to be honest. A Backhead Potato 79. There we go, I've done it. And this person's designed a very awesome concept. As you guys can see, we've got this one-handed scythe, and it looks very intimidating and dangerous, just like Revenant currently is. We know Revenant's character is a deadly, intimidating character, so it would make sense for him to have something like this equipped to him. But many people are speculating that it might be his shaver that he was using. As you guys saw in the trailer, he was using this shaver to shave his face, and this could possibly be the heirloom he's going to receive soon, or it could be that piece of glass you guys saw him pull out at the end of that trailer. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. I don't think it will be the glass, purely because that would be too bland and boring. People wouldn't really want to spend their money on a piece of glass. I certainly wouldn't want to do that. It's already very hard to get in heirloom shards, and the last thing you want to do is buy a piece of glass for a Revenant to use. So I don't think it's going to be something like that. I think it's going to be something like this concept you guys can see here, or it's going to be the shaving tool he was using in the trailer. Now, moving on to Watson, we've actually got two concepts, and we've got one joke of a concept. Someone actually took this concept seriously. Let's actually start with the funny concept. As you guys can see, we've got a baguette here. Now, I don't know what to make of this baguette. I mean, it looks awesome, and I think it would be funny to go around slapping people with a baguette and downing them with a baguette. Can you imagine? Picture this. You're going into a game you've just dropped, and you're getting hit by Watson using a baguette. If that doesn't make you want to rage, I don't know what will. In all seriousness, a baguette would suit her perfectly, but let's be real, it's not going to ever come to the game. But if it was, I would actually purchase it. I'm not even joking. I would love to go in a game and just slap the hell out of people with baguettes, but it's not going to happen. Let's move on to the next concept. So this next concept was also done by newbie Junian. Junian has been in like 3 concepts in this video, so shout out to Junian. But you guys might actually recognize this concept because it has made the round. There have been many articles talking about this Watson concept, and I just want to break this down because it looks awesome. And the most exciting thing about this concept is the fact that it expands. So it seems like whenever Watson would throw this bat or this weapon, it actually expands. And as you guys can see, there are electrical cables and electrical fields that are in between these pieces of material, and I like the fact that it expands. Presumably when she's trying to hit an enemy, or if she moves this heirloom, it just has that expandation. And I presume that when it expands, then electrical fields go off, as you guys can see in the image. And I can't imagine how long it took to make this concept. This has to be probably one of the best concepts you guys will see in this video, purely because of how much time this person has gone into making this concept. So shout out to you, Junian. You're one hell of a talented person. I'm sure one of the devs must have seen this concept by now, just because of how far it's gone. I mean, many websites and articles have spoken about it. This has been in many videos as well. There's definitely been at least one dev that has seen this and most likely is considering it in the boardroom. Believe it or not, concepts probably play a massive part in the developers thinking of new ideas, because having thousands of thinking brains on Reddit, on Facebook, is better than having 12 thinking brains in an office coming up with ideas. So the devs do rely on us, believe it or not. Next up, we have another heirloom concept for Watson. This one was created by the Reddit user Verbatim Turtle, and as you guys can see, a lot of effort has gone into this heirloom concept. And this concept is called the Pulsating Gigawatt Wrench. As you guys can see, it just looks completely out of this world. I can't imagine how much time has gone into creating this. And if we take a look at the detail on the right hand side, it says when running, the pulsator wrench sparks with excitement. And we also see that it says when inspecting the heirloom, Watson sends out a large electrical current that dances and swirls around the wrench as if it was alive. And it also says at the bottom, when you melee an enemy, a large shockwave will ripple out from the wrench and send a shower of sparks in the air along with electrical discharge. What I like most about the person who's created this concept is that they've also created what will happen with the concept in game. I like how they've also created the electric spark that goes around the wrench as well. Not only has this person just designed a concept, they've also told us what is going to happen with that concept when you do certain things in game. And honestly, this person has done a very awesome concept indeed. They also done a Mirage concept that's done very well on Reddit, but as I said, Mirage's Heirloom has already been made by the Apex developers. People have found it within the game files, so it will be pretty stupid to talk about Mirage concepts, bearing in mind it's already been created. But shout out to this person right here, because this is a very awesome wrench indeed. So the last two heirlooms we're going to be looking at are for Bangalore. Now, Bangalore was a very hard legend to find heirloom concepts for, and I think that's mainly because people don't really have many ideas for Bangalore. Bangalore is quite a plain and simple character. We know she was an army person within the army, and she's quite military based, so I think an heirloom for her, the best heirloom would be something more plain and simplistic, not something that's animated, not something that has any futuristic vibes to it. I think something plain and simple and quite military based would be the best sort of heirloom for her. But if we take a look at this design here by the user Rollers, I hope I pronounced that correctly, we can see we have what looks like to be a knuckle duster mixed in with a revolving gun, and it looks like there's a knife at the end of this gun as well where you can stab enemies. Now, the only problem I have with this is the design doesn't make complete sense at all. I mean, the design looks very cool, but it wouldn't make sense because, as you guys can see, the way the knuckle dusters are placed is the opposite of where you need to be holding the weapon. So it means you need to hold it so the knife is actually looking towards your face, and you don't want to be stabbing yourself in the face, I can assure you that. So as nice as this heirloom looks, and with the amount of detail that has gone into it, I don't think the devs would consider this, purely because they'd have to come up with a completely different design, purely because their knuckle dusters don't fit in well with the pistol, and I don't think it's a good combination. It's very military based and simplistic, something that I think Bangalore is going to have as an heirloom, but I don't think this is the right idea. Now, the last heirloom for Bangalore we're going to be talking about is by the Reddit user cow_der, and as you guys can see, this is a very plain and simple heirloom. There's not much to go about it. I don't think Apex Legends would release something this simple, because I don't think many people would want to buy something that doesn't have much color to it and has hardly any sort of attraction. But I like the style and I like the shape of this knife. I think the shape and style is what makes it look very nice indeed. I don't know if it's going to be too similar to Race Heirloom, but they can definitely change up the colors and make it very military based, make it dirty and greenish color. That would suit Bangalore very well. But this is the last heirloom, and I think all of these heirlooms have been absolutely amazing. There are some very talented people. I'm very proud to be part of the Apex Legends community, because honestly, I think we have the most talented community out of any other games out there. Some people are very talented indeed. There are a lot of other heirlooms that didn't make it in this video that also look absolutely awesome. If there are any heirlooms you've seen that look amazing, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. But nonetheless, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I will be making a part 2 to this video very soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But thank you all for watching this Apex Legends video. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff on the channel. And nonetheless, I'll catch all of you guys out in another brand new Apex Legends video. Take care, guys.